and welcome back to the channel. There are so many new subscribers, new faces at the channel. So to all of you who have subscribed and commented and liked and just watched, I adore you with my whole heart. Today we are going to be going over all the books I read in November and then my December TBR. For December, we are in a bit of a time crunch because I have a Goodreads goal of 50 books this year. I'm currently at 38. So I'm about 12 books behind at this current moment. So my December TBR is a pretty thick stack. I wouldn't be surprised if I don't follow any of these and just find random ones on Kindle Unlimited or recommendations that people say that they think I'm going to like because I'm a mood reader. But let's get into it. So we started the month off. Sorry, I have my laptop here that has all my notes. We started the month off with Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. This is a small town romance. It is part of a series. There are 3 books. It's called the Knock 'Em Out series by Lucy Score. And basically, this girl has a twin sister, and her twin sister is like a scum of the earth, basically. She literally sucks. As you all know, if you've watched my videos before, I can never remember anybody's name. Don't expect me to. I won't be starting now. But her twin sister sucks, so she goes, and turns out she has a niece. And so she is there trying to get her life together, trying to get her niece's life together, and try and kind of pick up the pieces of what her sister left behind, all while being in the Grumpy Sunshine romance. So that was fantastic. I thought it was really good. This series is an interconnected series, so I don't think all 3 books follow the same characters. I think they're like companion novels. I literally didn't even look that up. Let's look it up. Nash. Okay, yeah. So I confirm. And so this is the first time that I've ever actually cared to know the point of view and like follow the storyline of another character in the series. So I'm really excited. This is kind of me dipping my toe into companion novels. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think I gave it like a 3.5 or a 3.75. It was good. It wasn't the best romance I've ever read, but I really liked it. I read it while I was on vacation, so it was just a nice, light romance to read. Next, I read The Ballot of Songbirds and Snakes. I was obsessed with the Hunger Games books and the Hunger Games movies when they came out, so I was like, obviously I have to read this. I wanted to read it before the movie came out because I did go in and see the movie, and obviously the book was better. But this follows President Snow way back when he was like 17 years old. And basically, the Hunger Games have only been around for 10 years, and Snow is obviously a resident of the capital. And so he goes to this academy, and they're trying to figure out ways to get more people to watch the games and to make it more of a spectacle. Because right now, the games are honestly kind of flopping, and it's like, how are we punishing these people if they never watch it or care? But it was really interesting because you really get to see into his mind and how, like, at the end of, the Hunger Games series that we grew up knowing, he is obviously this malicious and vengeful man, and you really get to see how those seeds start to get planted in the beginning, but also just like his personality and like this level of righteousness that he has about himself that's been placed in him because of the capital and because of how he's grown up. And it's just so interesting to see that, like, you would think that it would be more of a personality shift, but he really is kind of just building on a personality trait that he's had the whole time. So that was super, super interesting. Plus, the memes for this movie are hilarious. So if you haven't, go look them up. They're so funny. Next, I read... Oh, no, that's not true. Next, I read Funny Feelings by Tara Dewitt. I read it on Kindle Unlimited. It was really... I'd seen it across Bookstagram, and I saw it was on Kindle Unlimited, so I was like, oh, why not? Basically, the main character, I think they call her Fee, and her manager's name is Meyer. Extra points if I actually got that correct. But Fee is a comedian and Meyer is her manager, and they are in a fake dating as a PR stunt because Fee gets asked to do a few more performances, I guess, like to go on a comedy circuit or be part of a comedy, I don't remember what. And so they do fake dating to build publicity for her so that she can get into the spotlight a little bit more, because Meyer was previously a very famous comedian who is now like a screenwriter or whatever. They have if you don't like I don't know if technically it's miscommunication, because really it's like both of them just making a hell of a lot of assumptions. But I really liked it. You know, Meyer has a daughter, and there is deaf representation, which I really, really liked, and ASL representation. I think that's really important. And there's a kid character in this book who is deaf and uses primarily ASL. And the way that the kid character usually is, kid characters are usually hit or miss. And there's a kid character in Things We Never Got Over too. And just... I literally can't speak! Anyway. They kind of just build the story into like a full circle. It really is a insightful look. It's a dual POV, so you get to see Fee's point of view and her kind of battling insecurity and self-worth and things like that, and then you see Meyer's point of view where he's also dealing with those things but in a different light, because obviously they come from different perspectives, and just kind of the overall feeling of like feeling inadequate and not really knowing what you're doing, and if what you're doing is the right thing to be doing, especially when raising a child or, you know, starting your career and not really having that many people in your corner. But they're just so supportive of each other, and it's so sweet. So I really liked Funny Feelings as well. Then I read Magnoli Parks. All the girlies are talking about it, have been talking about it. I had to see what the hype was all about. If you watched my Barnes haul video, you saw that I hauled it in that. It was good. Honestly, so toxic. Incredibly toxic. But I kind of liked it. I understand why everyone says it's like Gossip Girl. Jessica Hastings' writing really reads like TV does. So it is really kind of like mindless, easy to breeze through. I liked it. In Gossip Girl, from the few episodes that I've seen, it's like nice to see rich people having low stakes issues. Like, you know what I mean? It was nice. Magnolia and BJ are super toxic. Love Tom. And honestly, the twist in this book, I wish I was filming, because my jaw was on the floor. And I think that Jessa did a good enough job of leaving crumbs about all the other characters, because now I am interested in the other novels, which again are companion novels. This is a very large series, but I'm also really interested to know what happens, because I think with Magnolia and BJ, with any kind of toxic relationship, you kind of always assume that they're just going to end up, it's a rubber band. They go apart and come back, go apart and come back, go apart and come back. And so I don't know, like when they say how many loves do you get in a lifetime, every time they interact with other people, I'm like, oh my gosh, are they gonna rubber band back, or are they gonna stay apart? So I think that kind of push and pull is really intriguing, and that's probably why I stuck to this book for so long. But yeah, Jessa Hastings. Also, thank you, Jessa, and Magnolia's obsession with designer clothing, because Magnolia was talking about something, a Max Mara outfit or whatever, and I went to Goodwill because I was shopping, just thrifting or whatever. I went to Goodwill and I was looking for a coat because my family's going to New York in December, like later in December, and on the rack was a full-length Max Mara puffer, and it was $20. And let me tell you, I would have no idea what that was. I wouldn't have known what a good of a deal it was. I wouldn't have known anything if it had not been for Magnolia and for Jessa Hastings. So, thank you for that. Then I read The 7-Year Slip. Y'all, if you have not read The 7-Year Slip, go right now. Go right now. Stop. Literally stop the video. Go right now and go get it. This book is 5 stars. 5.5 stars. I'm obsessed with this book. I have so many underlines, and again, I said this on my Instagram, so if you don't follow me, it's @bookswithbloom. I underlined so much, like, I thought my pen was gonna run out of ink. Like, I can't. I'm, like, finding my underlines and, like, just reading them. And I don't know how you pronounce the MMC's name. Iwan? I don't know. As Destiny said once said, he's so boyfriend. He's so boyfriend. I'm obsessed. Your Slip is a time travel romance, and basically our main character, Clementine, has this apartment that goes back in time 7 years. And so she ends up meeting Iwan. She meets our MMC because he is renting the apartment from his aunt 7 years prior, and they fall in love across time. I love them. But yeah, 7 Year Slip. I'm a sucker for time travel. I'm an even bigger sucker for time travel romance. Read the 7 Year Slip. Rant over. Then I read Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. First of all, I would like to apologize to Abby Jimenez. Why? Because I ruined this book. I was traveling for Thanksgiving and my perfume broke in my bag and soiled the last, 100 pages of this book, including the back. I'm sorry. I liked your book. I didn't mean to ruin it. And also, one criticism. Our main characters are doctors. Why are they sitting in office chairs? So this is a dual POV fake dating romance. So Brianna is killing it, boss lady. Her brother has a kidney disease. She just got divorced. Her life is she's boss lady, but her life is not having it right now. And Jacob just moved from another area because his ex-girlfriend is now engaged to his brother. Awesome. So they bump into each other, and Jacob makes the worst first impression you could ever make on a person. And so they kind of hate each other. But to make up for it, because he feels bad, he writes her a letter, and they start to chat and become friends, and then it turns into a fake dating scenario, and it's just really, really lovely. I gave this book a 3.5, and that is because Jacob is a character who has a lot of anxiety, and this is really great and really true to life anxiety representation. Because of that, reading Jacob's point of view made me anxious because his anxiety brain works very similarly to the way mine does. So the level of antsy I was getting from reading his point of view was kind of upsetting. I'm sorry, Abby. I loved it. You basically triggered me because he thinks the same way I do. And it was kind of awful for me. But Jacob is so sweet and so sensitive and so caring. And Brianna is really just someone who has been let down so many times in life and is just trying to hold her own, and is such... They just both are two sides of the same coin, and their romance is just something to admire, honestly. The way that they handle their relationship and their struggles is something to admire. Okay, first of all, so I had never read acknowledgments or author's notes at the end of books. I decided to do that with 7 Year Slip. If you didn't read the author's note at the end of 7 Year Slip, I cried. Go read it. The one in the back of Yours Truly, oh my gosh, I was in tears. I had no idea that, obviously, how would I know? But Abby Jimenez also had suffered from a autoimmune disease that affected her kidneys, and that's why Brianna's brother, Benny, also suffers from that. And it's just, author's notes are so insightful, and they already ripped out their heart to give you this book, but then they rip it out again to give you the author's note, and it's just, if you're not reading them, you should be. Because I've started, and now I can't stop. You commented on my haul video, the video where I hauled this, and said that this is actually the second book in a companion novel series, and Part of Your World is the first. That commenter recommended that I read Part of Your World first, and I didn't listen, sorry. And I don't think that you need to, but I definitely will be going back to read Part of Your World. to see the other characters, to see which character that focuses on. And then I have not finished these, but I have started a River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross and Heartless by Marissa Meyer. River Enchanted is, from what I understand, like a cozy fantasy. This synopsis really gives nothing. Like, I don't understand the plot, and that's why I usually don't read the synopsis, because either A, I don't understand it, or B, it gives too much away. It has to do with elemental spirits. They get summoned. There's a mystery. They have to return somebody to somewhere. I don't know. I've been reading it, and so far it is very cozy fantasy. Mind you, I'm 5 pages in. The one that I'm a little bit further into, like I said, is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. That one is an Alice in Wonderland retelling, kind of. Or maybe like a spin-off based in Alice in Wonderland land. I don't know where it's going yet. I just know that our main character is royalty, and that she wants to start her own baking business, but I don't think that's going to happen. And I believe that it's like a prequel to Alice in Wonderland, because it's set in that same world with all the same characters. But I'm really enjoying it, and I'm excited to see how it goes. I think she gets involved with the court jester, and so it's a romance, I believe, but I'm not quite sure. So I'll let y'all know once I finish that one. And then, like I said earlier, my Goodreads goal is kind of far away, considering the fact that I usually only read like 4 books a month. So, assuming I finish River Enchanted and Heartless, these are the 10 books that I hope to read in December. Starting with Caraval by Stephanie Garber. If you watched my Barnes haul, I already gave the synopsis for this. It's a young adult fantasy. Then again, this one and the next one are all in my last video, so if you haven't watched it, go watch it to go see all the books I haul, and also the synopsis for some of these books. Time Enough for Love. This is a science fiction. I believe it's not time travel, but he is immortal, so it's like time transcendent fiction. Babel by R.F. Kuang. This is, I don't know, this is dark academia. A lot of you let me know that these edges are called deckled edges. Thank you for informing me. I still hate them. A lot of you said that you like them, and I understand what you're seeing with like it making it look antique and just like rustic and whatever, but I don't know. It's not my style. But thank you for letting me know. Then I have Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi. This, I believe, every time she touches somebody, they die, or something to that effect. My boyfriend's brother let me borrow it, so I wanted to get started into this series, so I figured I would pick it up for this month. Artemis by Andy Weir, again, in my Barnes Haul video. This is science fiction. I don't know that it's space related. I think it might just be, like, engineering related. But I love Andy Weir and his writing, so Artemis. And then The Sun is Also a Star, which is also a movie. So I'm excited to read this because then I'll just watch the movie immediately after. But the blurb on the back says, did the universe bring them together only to keep them apart? So I think that they either fall in love and get pulled apart by families, aka Romeo and Juliet style, or... Oh, yeah. Yeah. They have a, what is it called? A meet cute? Yes, they have a meet cute in New York, but her family's getting deported to Jamaica. So maybe not Romeo and Juliet-esque, but more just like, we're getting pulled apart even though we want to be together. So yeah, and this is also, I believe, YA. So that'll make it easy, hopefully, to get through. That's the first 6. Then on Kindle Unlimited, I have on my list... Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score, which is the second book in the Knock 'Em Out series that we spoke about earlier. Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This is not on Kindle Unlimited. I think I'm gonna buy it just because all of the book girlies are going nuts over it and saying that it's amazing, 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 and I want to see what the hype's about. The Echo of Old Books by Barbara Davis. This is historical fiction on Kindle Unlimited as well. And then Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer. That's a hockey romance, and this one... Normally, sports romances don't make my list, but Worlds to Escape on Instagram said that this is a romance that doesn't have a third act breakup. And I don't know about y'all, but when I have 100 pages left of a book and I'm still waiting for their conflict, Like, I get so much anxiety just knowing that things are about to fall apart and they haven't yet. So the fact that they don't have a third act breakup, okay, sure, maybe there's still a conflict, but they don't break up. That's all I needed to hear. So, Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer as well. As y'all know, though, I am a mood reader, so at the end of the day, I'm going to read whatever I want. We'll see. I really, really, really want to meet my goal. I think that I'm going to have to pull out reinforcements for this one. I'm going to have to, like, number one, focus on reading as much as I can. Number two, I may embark upon a 24-hour readathon or other form of reading challenge to get me as many hours, as many pages, as many books as I can before the end of the year. Thankfully, we also have the Christmas holiday, which is going to give me time off of work, which is going to give me a lot more time to read. I'm also going to have vacation in December as well, so I'll have a plane ride to catch up on my reading. So stick around if you want to see what I get up to this month. I will not be participating in Vlogmas in the typical sense. My goal is to put out 2 videos a week up until Christmas because I want to participate, but 12 videos in total or 25 videos like is just not possible for me with a full-time job and a life. But I want to, I want to try. I want to challenge myself. If you guys have any suggestions for videos that you'd like to see throughout the month of December, I have a bunch of ideas. But of course, I want to make what you guys want to see. Thank you again to all of my new subscribers. I adore you, and I am so happy that you are here. Thank you to all of you who like and comment on the video. I know I said that before, but it really means a lot to me, and I read every single one of your comments, and I try to get back to all of your comments as well. Special thank you to my friends, the mess and grits, the messy grits, the mean girlies. I love you all so much, and I know that you watch all of my videos, so this is for you. I love you guys, my original cheerleader squad. But to end off this video, I wanted to shout out one of the comments that I read and got in my last video. It is from Pippa Granger 8164, and they say, new subscriber, I'm currently wrapping up a bookish advent calendar for my mom. Wish I'd seen this first. Great video. I think you smashed your end of year target. I predict you'll be on at least 10K this time next year. Smiley face. Pippa, I adore you. Also, an advent calendar for your mom? A bookish advent calendar? Are you kidding? That's the best gift ever. I'm so jealous of your mom. Like, what the heck? I wish I had thought of that. That's a fantastic, fantastic idea. But thank you so much for your support. It really means the world to me. And for those of you that watched my last video, I had an end of year goal for 100 subscribers. And at this exact moment that I'm filming this video, there are 247 of you. So I'm so, so, so grateful. And all I can do is thank you all and thank God, because this is just so much fun for me. And I love having a little community here on YouTube. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.